If you think you need expensive brushes and professional tools to create stunning wall art, you're about to be completely shocked. Using just a kitchen sponge, I'm going to show you 15 mind-blowing techniques that will make your friends ask, how did you afford to hire a professional decorator? I've personally tested every single one of these techniques in my own home, and by the end of this video, you'll have enough creative ideas to transform every room in your house for under $30. Make sure you stick around for technique number 11 because it uses something you probably threw in the trash just yesterday, and the results will absolutely blow your mind. Technique number 1 is the cloud sponge method. All you need is a regular kitchen sponge and 2 different shades of paint. Start by dipping your sponge into the lighter color first, then dab it gently across your wall in random circular motions. The key here is to not press too hard because you want that soft, fluffy cloud texture. Now take your darker shade and very lightly dab over some of the areas you just painted. What you're creating is depth and dimension that looks like you hired a professional faux finish artist. And just like that, you've got a sophisticated textured wall that would normally cost hundreds of dollars to achieve. But wait until you see what we can do with something even more basic. Technique number 2 is the bubble wrap wonder. All you need is bubble wrap from any package delivery and your favorite paint color. Take a piece of bubble wrap that's about the size of a dinner plate and dip the bubble side into your paint. Make sure you don't overload it with paint because less is definitely more with this technique. Now press the bubble wrap firmly against your wall and lift it straight up. The result is this incredible honeycomb pattern that adds instant texture and visual interest to any space. You can overlap the patterns or space them out evenly depending on the look you're going for. This technique works especially well in kids' rooms or as an accent wall in a modern living space. The best part is that bubble wrap is practically free, and you can create a designer look that interior decorators charge premium prices for. Technique number 3 is the plastic bag texture technique. All you need is a regular plastic grocery bag and some paint. Crumple up the plastic bag into a loose ball, making sure there are plenty of wrinkles and folds. Dip the crumpled bag into your paint, but don't soak it completely. You want just enough paint to create an impression. Now press and roll the bag across your wall in random directions. The plastic creates this amazing organic texture that looks like expensive wallpaper or professional plaster work. The beauty of this technique is that every impression is completely unique, so you'll never have a repetitive pattern. This works incredibly well for creating accent walls or adding interest to boring hallways. Technique number 4 is the newspaper print method. All you need is newspaper and paint, and you're going to create something that looks like expensive designer wallpaper. Take a full sheet of newspaper and lay it flat against your wall. Using a foam roller or even your hands, press the newspaper firmly against the wall while the paint is still slightly wet. When you peel the newspaper away, you'll see that the text and images have transferred onto your wall, creating this incredible vintage industrial look. This technique is perfect for creating feature walls in home offices, coffee nooks, or anywhere you want to add some intellectual charm. The randomness of the newspaper text creates visual interest without being overwhelming. Technique number 5 is the rope pattern technique. All you need is a piece of rope or thick string and some paint. Take your rope and dip it into the paint, making sure it's well coated but not dripping. Now press the rope against your wall and drag it in straight lines, curves, or even geometric patterns. The rope creates these beautiful raised lines that add incredible texture and dimension to your walls. You can create stripes, waves, or even intricate designs depending on how creative you want to get. This technique works especially well for creating nautical themes in bathrooms or adding rustic charm to living spaces. The texture catches light beautifully and creates shadows that change throughout the day. If you're loving these creative ideas so far, smash that like button because it really helps me create more money-saving content like this. We're just getting started with these amazing techniques. Technique number 6 is the aluminum foil finish. All you need is regular aluminum foil from your kitchen and some metallic or regular paint. Crumple up a large piece of aluminum foil into a loose ball, similar to what we did with the plastic bag, but the foil creates a completely different texture. Dip the foil ball into your paint and press it against the wall in overlapping motions. The foil creates this incredible shimmery, almost leather-like texture that looks incredibly sophisticated. If you use metallic paint with this technique, you'll get results that look like expensive metal leaf application that costs thousands of dollars when done professionally. This technique is absolutely perfect for creating glamorous accent walls in bedrooms or dining rooms. Technique number 7 is the cardboard comb method. All you need is a piece of cardboard and scissors to create your own texture tool. Cut notches into the edge of the cardboard to create a comb-like tool with teeth of different sizes. Dip your cardboard comb into the paint and drag it across your wall in straight lines, wavy patterns, or crosshatch designs. This creates beautiful linear textures that can mimic expensive grasscloth wallpaper or add modern geometric interest to any space. You can vary the pressure and direction to create different effects, and the best part is that you can cut different comb patterns for completely unique looks. Technique number 8 is the Doily Stencil technique. All you need is paper doilies from the dollar store and some paint. Hold the doily firmly against your wall and use a sponge or brush to dab paint over the entire doily. When you carefully remove the doily, you're left with this intricate lace-like pattern that looks like expensive hand-painted wallpaper. You can overlap the doilies for a more complex pattern or space them out for a more subtle effect. This technique is perfect for creating romantic, vintage looks in bedrooms or adding elegant touches to powder rooms. The level of detail you achieve with this simple technique is absolutely incredible. Technique number 9 is the feather texture method. All you need are feathers from a craft store or even feathers you find outside and some paint. Dip the feather into your paint and drag it across the wall in flowing organic motions. The feather creates these beautiful, soft lines that can mimic expensive hand-painted finishes or create nature-inspired textures. You can layer different colors or use the same color in different intensities to create depth. This technique works wonderfully for creating calming, spa-like atmospheres in bedrooms or bathrooms. Technique number 10 is the plastic wrap technique. All you need is regular plastic wrap from your kitchen and some paint. While your paint is still wet on the wall, press plastic wrap against the surface and then carefully peel it away. The plastic wrap creates this amazing marbled effect that looks like expensive stone or sophisticated wallpaper. You can twist the plastic wrap for different patterns or lay it flat for more subtle textures. This technique is incredibly versatile and works well with both bold and neutral colors. The next technique is so simple yet so effective that interior designers charge $200 or more for this exact look, but you're going to learn how to do it for practically nothing. Technique number 11 is the coffee filter cloud method. All you need are coffee filters and paint, and this is that technique I mentioned earlier that uses something you might have thrown away. Take coffee filters and crumple them slightly, then dip them into your paint. Press the filters against your wall in overlapping circular motions. The coffee filters create this incredible soft, cloudy texture that's perfect for creating dreamy, ethereal effects. The absorbent nature of the coffee filters creates unique patterns every time, and you can layer different colors for even more depth. This technique is absolutely perfect for nurseries, bedrooms, or anywhere you want to create a soft, calming atmosphere. Technique number 12 is the corn cob texture technique. All you need is a dried corn cob and some paint. Roll the corn cob in paint and then roll it across your wall. The natural texture of the corn kernels creates this amazing organic pattern that adds incredible visual interest. You can roll in straight lines for a more structured look or in random directions for a more natural, organic feel. This technique is perfect for creating rustic, farmhouse-style walls or adding natural texture to any space. We're almost at the finish line, and these last few techniques are going to absolutely amaze you with how simple they are, yet how professional the results look. Technique number 13 is the mesh bag pattern method. All you need is the mesh bag that onions or oranges come in from the grocery store and some paint. Stretch the mesh bag over a small section of your wall and use a sponge or brush to dab paint through the mesh. The result is this beautiful honeycomb or net-like pattern that adds incredible texture and visual interest. You can overlap the patterns or create geometric designs by changing the direction of the mesh. This technique works especially well for creating modern contemporary looks or adding subtle texture to accent walls. Technique number 14 is the toilet paper roll technique. All you need is an empty toilet paper roll and some paint. Dip the end of the toilet paper roll into paint and press it against your wall to create perfect circles. You can create polka dot patterns, flower shapes by overlapping circles, or even more complex geometric designs. The cardboard tube creates clean, perfect circles every time, and you can vary the pressure to create different intensities of color. This technique is perfect for kids' rooms, playful spaces, or anywhere you want to add some fun, geometric interest. And for our final technique, technique number 15, this is the one that gets the most comments on my social media accounts and the most questions about how I achieve this look. Using just a regular household sponge and a technique I call the gradient blend method, we're going to create something that looks like expensive ombre wallpaper. Take your sponge and dip it into your darkest color first. Start at the bottom of your wall and work your way up, gradually using less and less paint as you go higher. Then take a clean sponge, dip it into a lighter shade, and blend downward from the top. The key is to work while the paint is still slightly wet, so the colors blend seamlessly together. Keep blending and adding layers until you achieve that perfect gradient effect that flows from dark to light or light to dark. This technique creates stunning accent walls that look like they cost thousands of dollars to achieve professionally. There you have it, 15 incredible ways to transform your walls using basic things you probably already have in your home or can get for just a few dollars. Which technique are you most excited to try first? I'd love to see your results. So make sure you share photos in the comments below and let me know which one worked best for your space. If this video just saved you hundreds or even thousands of dollars on professional wall treatments, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing for more money-saving home improvement hacks. I post new creative DIY solutions every week that help you create the home of your dreams without breaking the bank. And if you want to see detailed step-by-step photos of each of these techniques along with my pro tips for getting the best results, I've created a completely free downloadable guide that you can get by clicking the link in the description below. It includes measurements, paint ratios, and troubleshooting tips for each technique. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you don't need expensive tools or professional help to create a beautiful home. Sometimes the most amazing results come from the simplest, most basic materials. I'll see you in the next video where I'll be sharing even more creative ways to transform your space for less.